Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the question of the week, where we get a question from you and try to answer it. So, are you ready for today's question, B?
It depends. I mean, if it's a hard one, I'll let you kind of lead
No,
us.
well, it's a good one. I think it's one that would be good for us to think about. And here it is. Why is gossip so enticing?
Oh, that is a
Why
good.
is it something hard? I think it's kind of like this. This is the way I'm reading it. Why is it hard not to gossip? We know it's certainly something that we shouldn't do, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty clear in scripture. Why is it so attractive or enticing?
Not only attractive to do it, but also, Doug, to receive it.
Good point. Good point.
That's a good question. Let's go to Proverbs 26. Maybe we can start there.
Sure. But before
Yeah.
that, I'm going to tell you what I think.
Oh, this should be interesting, dear listeners.
I would, no, let's hear what God says first. I
Yeah,
think
that
you're,
might be a better idea, Dougie.
Thank you, V. That's much better because I was all ready to give you all my thoughts because I've watched Dr.
Uh-huh.
Phil a lot. And so Dr. Phil knows how to. Okay. Proverbs what?
Proverbs 26. And by the way, it's interesting. The teenagers, they come, we meet every Saturday with the teens and all kinds of things, and we'll always have a Bible study. And actually, a very, very similar topic came up probably a few weeks ago. So it's interesting how now this is a question I can take us right to the same thing I shared with the teens. Um, well, Dougie, why is it so enticing? That's the question.
That was the question.
You know why, Dougie? Verse 22, because it tastes so good. What do you mean? What does it say, verse 22?
The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body.
Oh, what's your favorite kind of munchy sweet food, Dougie,
Oh,
that you can just gorge yourself on without even thinking?
there's so many.
So many.
I like ice cream.
Ice cream. It's just tasty. What kind of ice cream you like, Dougie?
I mix it up, but I kind of like cookies and cream or Heath Bar
Oh,
Crunch.
very nice. And do you mix them together, the combo of that? I
No,
mean,
no, I haven't done that. Well, I mean, I've done that in my life, but
yeah.
no, I like to just taste.
And do you struggle kind of putting that in your mouth and marinating on it, just swallowing it? Is it tough for you to do that?
No, no, no. Look at me.
Very
It is
tasty,
not
huh?
hard. It's very tasty.
Well, guess what gossip is like, Dougie? It says the words of a whisperer in my translation. A gossiper are like dainty morsel. Oh, Dougie. Hey, did you hear about so and so?
What?
Start eating the ice cream, Dougie. Here it
Yeah, it's
comes.
like putting a bowl of ice cream in front of me. Of course, I'm going to go, well, I want that.
Exactly. And so scripture says gossip is the same way. Whether it's us, hey, Dougie, you want to try this bowl of ice cream? Or it's the ice cream right in front of me that Dougie just delivered to me. And I'm like, yeah. Can anybody relate? The words of a whisper are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Oh. So why is gossip so enticing, Dougie? Because it tastes good. Whether we're the gossipers or we are the recipients of gossip. But you said earlier something about gossip. What does God say about gossip? It's what?
It's not good.
Sure.
It's
Sin.
bad.
Well, as long as I don't gossip, I'm okay. I didn't sin. Ooh, ooh, ooh. What about receiving it? What about tasting it? What about digesting it? What about looking for more of it?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, Dougie. Gossip is tasty. Go to Proverbs 18. We see it said again. Look at verse 8, Dougie.
The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body. That sounds familiar.
I mean, was that a typo or something, Dougie? Like, why repeat that?
Because sometimes we have to have things repeated several times in order for us to understand them or to receive them or to hear them.
But you know what else Scripture says, Dougie? Verse 7. Well, actually, verses 6 and 7.
A fool's lips walk into a fight, and his mouth invites a beating. A fool's mouth is his ruin, and his lips are a snare to his soul. The words of a
And
whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body. Well, so we see that it's insightful, or it's enticing because it tastes good. Why do we like it so much?
because we
Why
have a
does it,
sin nature.
and what does that sin nature cause us to like about gossip?
Well, we like hearing about other people's faults and failures.
And why do we like to hear about other people's faults and failures?
Makes us feel better about ourselves.
Oh, we don't do
And we,
that, right? We don't compare ourselves to others.
well, Dougie, yes, we do. Yeah. And not only do we like to receive news about other people's faults and failures, hey, did you hear about so and so? We're also pretty good at spreading news about other people's faults and failures. Because, Dougie, that ice cream coming towards us and going out, it's great. And the more people I can get addicted to that ice cream, Dougie, here, you want some? You want some? It's good. It's good. It's good. Dougie, we create a group of gossipers and we're just gorging on that ice cream all day.
And the
But,
more people you can share it with, the greater it feels for you.
Dougie, too much ice cream in the physical realm, Dougie.
Probably not good for you.
What about gossip?
Probably not good for you. Yeah, we've touched about being a gossiper and then receiving gossip. It's a whole different story and a whole different taste when you are the person that they are gossiping about.
Yep. Well, the ice cream doesn't taste good then, Dougie.
No, 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 it ain't ice cream. It's something different than ice cream. It tastes like what Paul said all the good things he did before he knew Christ was.
Ah, yeah, dung.
So there,
Yeah,
there, there is something inside of us that can rejoice at hearing other people's faults and failures because it makes us feel better about ourselves. What's the
yeah.
solution to that? Why should How can we get over that?
Well, if we want to go back to Proverbs 26, I think it shows a good verse 20 and 21.
For lack of wood, the fire goes out.
That makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
And where there is no whisperer, quarreling ceases.
Oh, where there's no gossip, it just seems like, Dougie, fire goes out. Verse 21, like charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. So you gossip, you're basically making fun of an image bearer of God. You're also enticing others to join in your folly, in your sinful ways. You not only spread gossip, which goes against God and which hurts an image bearer of God, you also gather others to be additional spreaders of gossip. And there's a saying, if somebody comes to you gossiping about somebody else, don't swallow it, because you can guarantee that if you do, they'll eventually start gossiping about you as well. Somebody comes to me with any form of gossip, where there's no wood, there's no fire. I will not allow gossip to come. I don't want to hear it. I don't care about it. I don't even want to see that bowl of ice cream, Dougie, because I don't want to be enticed by it.
Mm-hmm.
And if people know that they cannot come to me to spread their gossip, they also know I am not spreading gossip. Fire dies right there, at least with me. But it also teaches me something about that person who's coming to me with all kinds of gossip. Be careful, Andrew, because if they're sharing gossip with you, eventually they'll probably spread gossip about you. You want to be where there's always fire in relationships? Surround yourself with gossipers. Or if you want to have harmonious relationships of integrity and character, Christ-like character, don't let the fire be lit. Remove the wood immediately.
Bam.
Great question.
Thank you for that question. I think that person is a pretty smart person who wrote that.
Dayon,
Is
stop
that
the video.
gossip?
We're
Is
we're
that
we're getting
gossip or
rid of
not
that
gossip?
fire. We're getting rid of that wood right now. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. Thank you, Dougie.
You got it.